Behind home plate, we bringing it to them all day. You know what's up? Welcome to Birdland. Win or lose, we bringing it to you always. You know what's up? Welcome to Birdland. Orange or black, we rebuild the pack. No matter where we at, you know we coming back. Section 336, we on this, so tune in. You know what's up? Welcome to Birdland. Yeah, welcome to Birdland. You know what's up? Welcome to Birdland. Now, here come the boys from Section 336.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Baltimore sports fans of all ages, welcome to Section 336, the next generation of Baltimore sports talk. I am your endearingly stuttering host, Matt Soroka. As always, I'm joined by the button lover, Josh Soroka.
Hey, Matt. This is a weird, off-season schedule. We haven't gotten together in a while.
I know. And my schedule's kind of been crazy. To be honest, today's been crazy. I haven't even had dinner yet. I've just been running to one thing to the next. But we had to do this podcast. I had to talk with you.
This was a bat signal type thing where we're required to do a podcast.
Yeah. This is what I need to talk through this with you. And of course, what we're talking about, I'm not going to bury the lead here. What we're talking about is Josh won his softball championship.
Oh, I did. You know what? We do not get a trophy. But
you get rings instead. That's how they do it now.
Apparently, we get a T-shirt that says we are a champion.
Oh, nice.
And I don't know what that'll look like. I don't know when I'll ever see that. But for the old man softball team, I won. And Matt, this past week, I tried a senior softball bat for the first time.
Right.
Because they've always been banned in leagues I played in. And finally, I said, guys, can I try someone's bat? Because now that I'm playing senior softball, maybe I should have had a senior bat all season. Because I've been hitting the ball fine, but little line drives.
Right.
I crush it with the senior bat.
Because they're meant for people who are seniors.
Yes. Yeah. But the ball goes further. I got a triple off the fence on our championship game on Tuesday. That doesn't make any sense. So I will be investing in a senior bat for the winter season.
All right. Well, congrats on your championship. Hopefully it portends good things for the next year for you. Maybe this is the beginning of a championship run. Softball, Ravens, Orioles. That's what I'm seeing in the future.
Me too, especially with the Orioles.
And today was the start of it.
Come on, we're really together because I texted you last night at 10 o'clock.
It was 11.
11. But did I break it to you?
Well, I was sleeping. I didn't get the text. I was sleeping. I have it on sleep mode. And then I woke up at 4 a.m. because Flores has this new habit of, Mom, Dad, at 4 a.m. And somebody needs to go and sing her song, go back to bed. So I went in 4 a.m., sang her song, went back to bed, checked my phone, shouldn't have checked my phone, saw the text.
See, that's my problem too.
Needless to say, I didn't sleep the rest of the night because I was going up and reading and kind of looking up information about it. My mind was going 1,000 miles a minute.
I had that issue last night where it was like, I am so tired, I'm about to pass out, and I'm going to bed, and let me just check the news real quick, check the news real quick, and I was like, what, Grayson? That can't be real. And then I see it's real, and then it's like, great, now I'm wide awake because I got to read all these articles and look into this Taylor Ward guy and how he fits with the Orioles. And
it certainly came out of nowhere. We were expecting maybe some free agent signings, something like that. Seemed to come out of nowhere. We've had some time to process it. I've been thinking about this thing all day. I've read a bunch of stuff. But what was your initial reaction when you first saw the news story?
First reaction is I can't believe we traded Grayson Rodriguez.
And for who?
Right, and for who? Yeah. And then it goes to, exactly. It's been 24 hours of thinking about this, and I was like, I didn't even make a TikTok this morning about it because I made one tonight because I was like, all right, I've got my thoughts together. I know how I'm handling this. I know how to do this. And now that the Orioles aren't hiring me, I can go back to making TikToks about the Orioles and not worry about who's seeing it. Yeah. So I'm back on there. But so first thoughts are just, I can't believe they traded Grayson. Even though, come on, even you and I have been talking about how Grayson next year is a crapshoot. You never know what you're going to get.
Well, and Mike Elias hinted as that as much in his press conference. Like in hindsight, you can see Mike Elias kind of hinting at this could be a possibility.
Yeah, I was reading that
my initial reaction. My initial reaction was a little bit the opposite, where I kind of laughed to myself, and because here we go again. How many times, Josh, have we traded someone who was supposed to be the number one guy?
Jake Arrieta.
Going back to Jake Arrieta.
Kevin Gausman,
Dylan Bunty, Hunter Harvey.
Exactly.
DL Hall, if you want to throw him in that list too.
I would throw in there.
We have a rich history of highly, of these high prospects who never really work out. It's like we take all this nice stuff and we break it, and then once it's broken, we sell it to another team, hoping they can. It's like those Amazon secondhand packages where you can get a pallet of Amazon stuff that they've given back.
Yeah,
and we get the cool new item. We break it, we destroy it, and then we try to pawn it off to somebody else for a much more discounted price. That's what we do. Yeah. So it made me laugh a little bit because here we go again.
No, it is. You're right. It is a here we go again. It's totally that. That's the easy way to look at it. Now, when you look at it, trade for trade, one for one, we also rarely have a trade that's one for one like this. So it's going to be really easy to look back and compare, is this a good trade or not? Because it's real quick, easy. It's how did Ward do for the Orioles? How did Grayson do for the Angels? Really easy one for one. Grayson is not a Mike Elias product. So there's something to take there. Where does Mike Elias give up on guys that he didn't draft himself?
Well, and to that point with Mike Elias, if there's a side, and let's just put it out too on the forefront, we traded away 4 years of Grayson Rodriguez for 1 year of Taylor Ward. And so a lot of people look at that, and a lot of people's initial reaction is, well, this is, not a good deal for the Orioles.
But Mike Elias is at the point where this has to be the year.
Yeah, but if I'm Mike Elias, I am beyond annoyed with Grayson Rodriguez, right? Because
totally.
Remember this time last offseason, we were saying we lost Corbin Burns, but Grayson Rodriguez can be that replacement guy.
Correct. Yes.
And Grayson Rodriguez said in the offseason, then he said during the regular season he would be back. He would be back. And he never, and I don't know what the reason is. I don't know why the timeline's all funky with him.
The rumor is he's got a little bit of an attitude problem when communicating with the Orioles front office.
See, I was going to keep it all nebulous like that and say, well, we don't know what's going on, but if you want to put him out to the rumor,
we have to put it out.
It's weird. The whole timeline thing is weird, how that never worked out. We know those shoulders things are weird, but it's the lat and the shoulder. There's a lot going on there. And so from Mike Elias' perspective, I could see him, approaching this season with some annoyance.
Yeah.
And even if Grayson pitches this year, he's going to be on an innings limit. That kind of limits how you use him as well, assuming he's healthy.
And if it's true, it explains also why Mike Elias' timetables for Grayson never matched up. Because he always thought he was ready he was going to be coming back soon, and then Grayson never did. So if there's a disconnect between the Orioles' plans and Grayson's personal plans for bouncing back, brings even more questions in as you get prepared for the next season.
Yeah, because here's what I wonder, Josh, and we're going to get to the Taylor Ward part, and I think I am pumped. I think it's the perfect fit for this team, but I'll get to that in a minute.
Yeah.
What I wonder about the Grayson Rodriguez thing is, and if I see someone else, if I see one other person right, he's a potential not number one starter.
Sure he is.
Everyone's a potential number one starter.
Exactly.
I'm sick of it.
Exactly.
But just because you're potential doesn't mean
when you do not show it in the majors, you're a potential star.
Yeah, but here's what I wonder about: do you think, let's throw out other names? Because one issue is, okay, I get trading Grayson Rodriguez. It makes all the sense for the Angels, by the way, because you hope he can get healthy and become a really good starter. Sure. And that's a good investment because you don't care about winning this year. You care about.
And they didn't want to spend the money. They're not going to spend the money to extend Taylor Ward.
It was his final year, sure.
It's his final year. The Orioles actually, it might be a good market to make that extension with him.
Yeah, and there's just so much to talk about here. But this is why we're doing the podcast. But the money thing is interesting because people say, well, Grayson Rodriguez is so cheap, and he is so cheap this year, but like his timeline is lined up with other players like Gunnar Henderson and Jordan Westberg. So like he would get expensive, all at the same time. So this, I guess, spreads out some of the pain in terms of how much costs. But what I was going to say before that is, I wonder if, like, what if we offered Cade Povich for Taylor Ward? Or what if we did?
Who do you have more faith in going into 2025, Cade Povich or Grayson Rodriguez?
Well, who would?
Because I have more faith in Cade Povich.
Right, but Grayson Rodriguez has a much more upside.
He does.
So I was curious. Here's what I would be curious to say. Like, who really won Grayson Rodriguez?
Right. Who brought
to be part
Grayson?
of the trade? Yeah, was Mike Elias was he shopping Grayson around, or was it like the Angels said, we want Grayson because that could be kind of a high upside guy?
Right.
I wonder, like, who initiated the Grayson talk?
Give us Povich and Elias said no, but I'll give you Grayson.
Yeah, because and I don't know. It's very possible they'd rather have Grayson.
But it's such a simple 1-for-1 trade where on paper it's a win-win for both teams that you got to be like, it didn't come basic and easy as just like a quick call. Hey, I'll give you Grayson, you give me that.
Right, because most teams, Josh, in the Angel situation, kind of rebuilding,
want
prospects.
Yes.
And so you would assume this, but it doesn't involve prospects. And I wonder why it doesn't involve prospects. Is this because the Orioles, because the Angels wanted Grayson, or because the Orioles wanted to get rid of Grayson?
Right. Or
it sounds a little bit like the Orioles want to get Grayson, because surely they could have gotten this done with some prospects.
I think Grayson is still considered a prospect because he hasn't developed.
Yeah, because only pitched really one year really in the majors.
But I think the real answer is Mike Elias wanted to get rid of Grayson.
It seems like
because you could have packaged 3 prospects together and made the same deal. You could have packaged some other players and made it work.
Yeah,
he wanted to get rid of Grayson.
Yeah, it does appear that way, which makes you wonder why. And maybe it's something with the rumors you mentioned. Maybe it's something with. I mean, you know what, Josh? I think after last year, and just like, if you want to win now, you want guys who you know are available and will play. Yeah. And like Michael Elias said, it's a complete wild card with Grayson. Taylor Ward like the opposite of a wild card, based on the last couple of years. And so I think you want more sure things. This team has enough unknowns. And we talked about this in the past. Young unknowns. Players. This is now one less unknown.
Yeah. But trading Grayson Rodriguez with all these struggles, I know we're going to get to the other side of the deal in a moment. But what it really told me is that maybe there is something to all these rumors about Adley Rutschman being on the market. Because another guy...
I don't understand the connection. What's the connection?
The connection is a player who has not developed into what he should be, who's had injury issues that other teams would want, where we have a replacement already.
Oh. I don't see... But I mean, it could be. I would be really surprised.
It means if you get on Mike Elias' bad side, you're going to be gone.
Yeah, but Adley seems like a great locker room guy too.
Maybe.
Okay. What about all that stuff where when he's first caught up, where he runs to the pitcher and they walk together down the bullpen?
Yeah, that was all great. That was all great, and him working out. And you know what? Him working out in the middle of the street in the snow.
Okay, that was 2 years ago, Josh. Let it go.
That was good too. But what have you done for me lately, Adley?
Yeah. But where I thought you were going with this, Josh, and to me what this means too is we are in for this year.
Oh,
which means we will sign
Dylan Cease.
At least one. Yeah, yes. I would say Valdez. You would say Cease. Tomato.
I'd say today there's a chance we sign them both.
Yeah, I mean, we took on, and by the way, everyone the Orioles so cheap. We took on a lot more salary this year.
We did,
which shows me too that I think Elias is feeling the heat, and the heat to win now,
100%.
And Grayson Rodriguez, maybe in 2 or 3 years he gets his stuff together, but I don't think you can count on Grayson for this year, and you can count. And he's trying to win and put a team together this year. Yes. Not 2 or 3 years. He's trying to win this year. And so I think the next shoe to drop is not trading Adley. I think the next shoe to drop is signing one of these top rotation arms.
And I think it comes fast. I think last time we did 336, I said by the end of November, they would sign one of these arms.
Yeah.
I think this move is a huge move, which is the first step of that move.
But isn't that, Josh, shouldn't you do it the other way around, though? Shouldn't you first sign the pitcher, and once you got that assurance, then you trade Grayson?
Well, I don't know. Once you sign a pitcher, does Grayson's value go down? Do the Angels suddenly be like, well, he's not worth that much to you? Because you already have these other pitchers.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's switch talking about.
I imagine they've already made the phone calls to be like, all right, Cease, what's it going to take to get you in Baltimore?
Yeah. I don't know, or Valdez or King
or Valdez, either one.
Yeah, same one.
They called them all, I'm sure.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, there was talk that they even called Pete Alonso. Because, and let's get to Taylor Ward a little bit. Because what the Orioles need more than anything is a right-handed hitting power bat.
Yes.
And do you know how many right-hitting, and specifically in the outfield, because their infield's kind of set. Do you know how many right-hitting outfielder power bats there are in free agency?
One.
Wow, I can't think of a single one. None.
Alonso's left-handed?
Well, no, but he's first base DH. Okay. He's right-handed.
But
I'm talking about outfielder.
All right.
Outfielder. Because top outfielder is Kyle Tucker, Kyle Schwarber. They're all lefties.
They're lefties.
Yeah, and we have Beaver and Kowser out there. One of their Kersted's in there too. But where we really struggled against is left-handed pitching.
Yes.
And so we need a right-handed hitting power outfielder.
I've got a question about this.
Yeah.
Tyler Ward is that. He had 31 home runs last year.
36.
36. Sorry, 36. Yeah. The leader in our clubhouse was 17. Because
Josh.
Holiday, Henderson, and Westberg all had 17.
Okay, but Josh.
But I got a question. But
hold on. Before your question.
All right.
I want to go through the stats a little bit. Not just he had more home run. He had double the next top guy. I mean, our top guy had 17. He had 36. That's more than double. Games played, 157, would be top on our teams from last year. Plate appearances, top on our team. At-bats, top on our teams. Runs scored, he would be at the top of our team compared to last year, for who played last year. Hits, he'd be second. Doubles, he'd be second, only behind Gunner. Home runs, he'd be the most. RBI, 103. Our top guy had like 68. Walks, he would be top on our team. All these categories, Josh, runs, home runs, RBI, walks, also strikeouts, but I'll whisper that one real softly. He would be top in our team. He'd be second in OPS. So he would be top of our team in all these categories offensively. Second in WAR behind only Gunner. So that's a significant addition and upgrade on our offensive squad.
Yes, of course. And that's huge. Here's my concern. My concern is Camden Yards. My concern is that left field wall. How does that play versus Anaheim
they moved it
Park?
in some. It's not so bad
now. They did move it in some.
Yeah. So I don't think it's a big deal. I mean, Angel Stadium is not a hitter-friendly ballpark, right?
I guess so. I guess. I mean, yeah, that's a deep ball, a deep park. You don't have the cold weather to start the season that you have in Baltimore. So it'd be a little bit. I just put it in. I just tried to put it into ChatGPT to see.
You put everything in ChatGPT.
Well, I wanted it to do the math, and I was hoping to have a nice mark. Let's see. It says that with the Angels, he got 35. And if Baltimore was his home stadium, he's projected that he would have had 30 to 32.
Okay.
Still better than everyone else.
So double. Almost double everybody else.
Yes.
And the walk thing, too. He gets on base and he crushes it. I think he's a career 289 hitter against lefties. So he crushes lefties. It's just a good fit.
He's got a decent walk rate.
Oh, yeah.
But he also has a really high strikeout rate. Yeah,
he is one of these, 3 true outcomes: home run, walk, or strikeout guy.
Yes.
He's one of those guys.
He doesn't get your little singles, base hit for move the run. But he will do the fly ball to move runners around.
Yeah. Yeah.
He can do that. The productive out, as they like to call it.
But he'll probably have a lot of frustrating strikeouts, too, in those situations.
It's okay. We can get through that if it's the one guy.
Yeah.
I also think just having that bat in your lineup is going to give better pitches to guys like Gunnar Henderson and Jordan Westbrook, who are going to be around him in the lineup.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. It makes your whole lineup better. You can move guys down the lineup. It just adds a big bat to the lineup. It gives you some assurance. Like Tyler O'Neill, he's your next wild card once Grayson's gone. You don't know how many games he's going to play. And now you have a guy who, even if he misses, if Tyler O'Neill can miss a bunch of games, he can step right in there. It'll be interesting because now you do have the one thing, like the Orioles need a center fielder. He's not a center fielder. He is like an average corner outfielder.
Yeah, but it allows you to then rely on Colton Cowser as that center field position.
Yeah, and which we don't love.
No, Taylor Ward's your right fielder, probably.
Right, but what about Tyler O'Neill?
Well, all right, fine. For now, I will put Taylor Ward in left field, though it's pretty deep.
So you're gonna bench Beavers?
Do you think Beavers makes the team next year?
Oh, 100% after what he did at the end of the season.
Then you're right. Then Beavers is left field and Taylor Ward is right field, like I originally said. And then you have a DH slot, which can be...
Oh, that's Basallo. You can't take Basallo's DH spot.
Well, no, we're going to trade Adley Rutschman.
Oh. Or
you'll have the DH slot, and you're going to have also AAA.
Yeah, you'll have the DH spot. And I think Basallo is actually going to play a whole lot of first base. I actually think I would be surprised at this point actually if Ryan Mountcastle is on the team next year.
I think Ryan Mountcastle is a high chance of a trade candidate.
Yeah.
But I think Kobe Mayo is the same way. I think these are guys that don't quite fit onto this team.
But that's what I'm saying, Josh. Kobe Mayo.
Yes.
For Taylor Ward. The Orioles wouldn't do that, would they?
I don't know I'm
just curious. I'm just really curious. I can't what is Grayson Rodriguez's trade value? Yeah. And how does it compare to someone like Kobe Mayo, who is an offensive player?
I think
it's just a different guy.
Because of that high plus side of Grayson, he has a little bit more trade value than Kobe Mayo. Kobe Mayo is that guy where he's got to prove it still. He has not had great major league experience. I know he got hot there for a little bit at the end of the season.
If I'm the Angels, I'd rather have Kobe Mayo, actually.
Depends. Who's your first baseman? He's a tough guy to put in a position.
Right. But that's what I'm saying. If you have... It seems like now we have an extra corner outfielder. And
we do. Tyler O'Neill.
Yeah, I don't think you're going to platoon Beavers and Ward... or Beavers and O'Neill. Maybe you platoon Beavers and O'Neill some, and you make Ward your other everyday outfielder. And then Jeremiah Jackson's in there somewhere too. I don't know how he really fits in.
Did Heston Kjerstad retire?
No, he's still...
Is he still in it?
Yeah, he's still on our 40-man roster.
Okay.
Still there. Hold on. I'm going to grab my charger. My computer's about to die.
No problem. For some reason, I was thinking that Heston Kjerstad was going to be gone this coming year. So you still have him in there. It really leaves the point where Tyler O'Neill, who you don't really want this year anyway, at what point do you just give him the money and tell him to stay home? Like, he's not going to want to stay at AAA. I don't know how you have O'Neill on this team next year. I'm not sure if you can hear me while you're plugging in your laptop. If Heston Kjerstad, so here Michael I said that Kjerstad was working with the Orioles on a medical position. He's in a good spot and pointing in a good direction, and we expect to see him in spring training. And that we missed the real Heston Kjerstad this season. So the Orioles are still sticking with Kjerstad, hoping to get Kjerstad again next year, which really means O'Neill has no spot on this team. There's no need for him. You're not going to put him in right field. You just signed a right fielder that can play almost every single day.
Right. I think this is. I think this also might be a deal. That's we tried last year with Tyler O'Neill to address this same thing. You know, a power hitting right-handed outfielder.
Yes.
And it didn't really work out last year with O'Neill, to say the least, right? Because he just wasn't there. And so I think going into this year, again, if you're Mike Elias, in terms of your right-handed hitting options, and you look at Tyler O'Neill, you can't say, well, I hope he has a bounce-back year this year and stays healthy. You can't count on that.
Did you know that the player option by Tyler O'Neill was for 2 years?
It's just next year.
No.
I mean, it's just this coming year.
No. It says right
2?
here. O'Neill opted into the final 2 years of the contract in November 2025, extending his time with the Orioles through 2027.
I thought it was a 1 year option.
I thought so too. Now I'm a little discouraged that it's 2 years. 1 year, okay, you bench him. I hope this is wrong. Let's hope that Orioles signed 3 year. It was a 3-year deal, and that was the first year was last year. So yeah.
1 year.
It's 2 more years of Tyler O'Neill.
Right.
And here I'm saying, can they just pay him to sit at home?
Yeah. No, like I think he's still good at a good player when healthy. You just need to, and so maybe this gives you a chance to play him less and
keep him
DH him more and keep him healthy.
Try to keep him healthy. I don't know. It's going to be interesting how they use O'Neill this year.
Yeah, I mean, I certainly think Ward is more of an everyday player, and O'Neill, I would imagine, would only see the field against left-handed hitters, pitchers.
Pitchers, right?
Yeah.
But hold on, left-handed pitchers. That's what Taylor Ward crushes.
That's what I'm saying.
So you're saying O'Neill really is just going to be your DH.
Well, your DH, or Ward can play DH if he's playing every day. It makes sense to put him at DH.
Okay.
Or you go with a left field of O'Neill and a right field of Ward, or vice versa.
You're not going to put O'Neill in left field with that extra depth. I know they put the wall in, but O'Neill can't handle that.
You think he's? I mean, I see in my mind, I equate Ward as being kind of equally defensively good. I think they're both average defensive players. I'm okay with
versus O'Neill.
Yeah, Ward and O'Neill. Like
I don't know.
If you put those guys in left and right, whatever order you do it, and then you can really kind of get a more of a right-handed heavy lineup against lefties.
Yeah, perhaps.
Yeah, I mean, I just
and we have to see how Beavers does.
Yeah. Is he an everyday player or is he a platoon guy? If it's Brandon Hyde, he's a platoon guy. But with Albie, I don't know.
Taylor Ward has a career negative -18 defensive runs saved.
All right.
Last year, he had a career high of 0.5 defensive wins above replacement.
Yeah. So he's a below average outfielder.
Below average, yeah. So you're not going to put him in left field either.
Yeah. So I guess we'll just have no one out there. Jeremiah Jackson.
Beavers.
Yeah. Yeah. That's another guy who I'm curious to see now how
we go with
Jackson.
Or your plan of moving Jackson Holiday to the outfield.
Yeah, Jackson Holiday to center is still a deal I like.
It's intriguing. It is.
It does. Like, this does bring up the possibility if you wanted to move on from an outfielder, if you wanted to trade Cowser, right? Well, I guess you can't trade Cowser because he's a center fielder.
You don't have the range until Bradfield comes up. You don't have anyone else that can play center.
Yeah, and the free agent options for center aren't really there either. So.
No, that's why there's talk of Cedric Mullins make the most sense. You get him cheap, you bring him back, and at least you've got a defensive guy out in center.
Yeah, maybe, but I mean, I assume Cedric was going to want to make a good amount of money and play every day.
I would think so. Last contract.
Yeah. So I don't know if he'd be interested in our little, can you give us a 1 year deal as we wait for Bradfield or something?
Yeah, exactly.
For cheap. I don't think he'll be down with that. But I just really like now with Ward.
I like Ward a lot.
The makeup of this offense. I think he adds exactly like the power hitting, the right-handed, the walks. I think he fits exactly what this team needed. A veteran at bat, a veteran batter.
And it's a middle of the lineup bat that suddenly makes the entire lineup scarier.
Yeah.
So I love it.
And he's done this the past 2 years. And I feel like if you read kind of his career arc, he came up, I was reading a lot about him. He dominated in single, doubles, AAA, crushed it. Came up to the majors, struggled. Was sent back down. Figured it out in the past couple of years, really is starting to figure out and become a great player. It's like all the growing pains our Orioles hitters have been going through, these young hitters. He has already been through all that and kind of is now on the other end of it. So he's also, I feel like, a more consistent, proven batter, and could be, I don't know about his personality, but seems like he could be a veteran leader who has gone through kind of all this stuff as evolution as a hitter.
Who has struggled, yeah.
Where that's kind of where a lot of our players are kind of at now. So
when you look at his WAR stats, he went from a negative 0.2 and -9 in his first 2 years to then he moved into positive territory 0.1, 0.4, 0.6, 3.5, 1.7, 2.3, 2.7. It's always going up, except for that 1 year where it went way higher. Other than that, it's moving up. He's getting better as he gets maybe older and smarter, and more of the brain stuff of baseball comes together instead of just the over talented.
Yeah, and so we have some young outfielders like Colton Cowser who we'd like to see take the next step next year. And so maybe he'd be a good influence. But you add, and Silas always reminds me of this. I was talking to Silas about this before the trade a few days ago about the Orioles this year. And he's like, Dad, but like all next year we're going to have Beavers and Basallo. And we didn't have them hardly at all last year.
That's
true. Just those two guys alone make us a better offensive team. Now all of a sudden you add, and we really haven't lost. I mean, you could say we lost Laureano and O'Hearn.
Well, let's look about Laureano and O'Hearn. Wouldn't you have traded both of those for Ward? Wouldn't you rather have Ward in your lineup than either of those?
Yeah, I saw some people comment, well, why didn't you just keep Laureano? But then that's hindsight, right? But even then, you got prospects back. And yeah, I would take Ward over Laureano, and I would take Ward over O'Hearn.
Yeah, the bat's better, and the bat's what you need.
Yeah, and O'Hearn's glove isn't good in the outfield.
No, not at all.
Laureano might be slightly better defensively, but he's also less of a proven commodity than Ward. I mean, he's only did it really last year. So, I really like this. You add Basallo, you add Ward, and it just seems like from top to bottom, but it's going to be a really good lineup.
Right. Now we sign a couple pitchers and start printing those World Series tickets. Yeah. Get us a couple aces up there.
Yeah. You give me one ace and one strong bullpen guy. Josh, I can't help but think DL Hall seems to be making the move to the bullpen. I think a lot about Hunter Harvey, who's had a really good career
in the bullpen.
Yeah. He had
on bad teams.
Well, just like Grayson, he had so many injuries as a starter. DL Hall the same way. This is what happens. You get injured over and over again. They move to the bullpen. It seems like this also could be a likely avenue for Grayson to be a bullpen arm.
It could be. It could definitely be. I think.
And then if you think about the trade from that lens, like, would you rather have a good bullpen arm or Ward? It seems like a pretty. Now, if you say, well, if you rather have potential number one over Ward, yeah, but a bullpen arm or Ward.
Everyone who's negative on this trade still sees Grayson as a Cy Young candidate. And I think we're past that. I think that failed.
Yeah. And if you want to pray for a miracle and you're the Angels and you have nothing to lose, like, I get it from the Angels' perspective. It makes sense for them too. Like, I think it makes sense on both sides for the Orioles and the Angels.
Agreed. It's a good move.
Yeah. Now, if Grayson goes out and wins Cy Young, I'll be carrying my Fire Elias
complain
sign.
about it. Yeah. But if we get into the playoffs with this lineup, then who cares? You know, if we have a good rotation and a good lineup, then good for Grayson. Do the best you can out in California. We didn't need you this year.
Yeah, and people are going to say, "Oh, we overpaid," and maybe we did. But like we said before, like, maybe there was other offers out there, but maybe Mike Elias wanted to trade Grayson for his reasons. But maybe, all that said, it looks like on the surface of it, like an overpay. But we said the same thing about Corbin Burns. Like, 1 year of somebody is almost always going to be an overpay over 4, 5, 6 years of another player.
Yeah,
but this is what win now teams have to do.
Right. We are a win now team. We're a team where it's a major failure if we're not in the playoffs next year.
Yeah,
which means you got to make moves like this.
Yeah, so just like we brought in Corbin Burns for 1 year of Corbin, knowing we might not be able to re-sign him. This is, I know Ward's not quite at the level of Corbin Burns, but the same idea, right? You trade years of control for 1 year because you're kind of pushing your chips all into this year.
And it's taken and getting rid of a big question mark and replacing it with something you have pretty good confidence in.
Josh, the most important ability in sports, availability. Okay, availability. Yeah. And Grayson Rodriguez was just not available. Not nearly enough.
Does no good for the Orioles when he's home.
Yeah. And even if he turns into an ace, what? And he's not going to be able to. He's not going to be a Cy Young candidate this year because he's not going to throw more than 100 innings, even if he's healthy the whole year. And then he works up next year to more. And so maybe in 3 years you get the full. Like maybe you get in 3 years you get what Grayson could be, but that's 3 years away, and it's a whole lot of ifs.
Yep.
But right. I like the mentality too. The mentality is we're trying to win this year.
And I love that it is November 19th when we're making this move. This isn't the classic Orioles move. This is a January 25th move. This is the end of the year, end of the offseason move.
Well, and there is some, I've been reading a lot about it. Some comments are hinting at, like, because the contract, the Angels, like, just wanted to get rid of Ward. Right. And that may be true because they might not want to pay the $13 million or whatever, and they're not trying to win this year.
Yeah.
But, like, you're telling me, given the free agent market, and just look at the list, there's no power hitting, right-handed hitting outfielders. They don't exist. You're telling me other teams don't want Ward on their team? Oh, I bet a whole bunch of other teams would like a Taylor Ward on their team. And so I don't buy this argument that the Angels were like going to cut him or just try to get rid of him. No, like I think they had some suitors, or they could have waited to the trade deadline if they wanted to.
I think you're exactly right. They had
other
suitors.
Teams would like to have Ward.
They put this out because they said, you know what, there's a light outfield market, and we can move them. We can move them now.
Yeah. But then if you look again, go back to the Mike Elias comments, I just keep on thinking about him as being talked to as like a wild card and like not knowing how much they'll be able to count on Grayson.
Right. Yeah, the writing was on the wall.
Yeah, that's not, you don't say that about someone who's supposed to be healthy in the spring training. Well, right? Like all the talk is, Josh, he's healthy going in the spring.
Right.
So why would you call him a wild card that you don't know if you count on him if he's healthy?
Well, look back. They never said that about Batista. They haven't said that at all about Heston Kjerstad, who's the biggest wild card with his health. They've been like kind of on the same page with health with everyone else. But to call Grayson a wild card, there's something going on we don't know about.
Yeah.
The Orioles also announced this week, a couple days ago, that Buck Britton is returning as the third base coach.
Oh, that's good because there was a lot of changes, but Buck is still there.
Yeah, that's good to see him stick around.
Yeah.
All right, I know this is a little shorter, 3:36. I know you have to go out of town and all, and I've been pretty busy winning my championship. So I just glad we were able to get in and talk about this. And I bet our next episode we'll be talking about the new Orioles ace.
Yeah, absolutely. This is going to be the first of many kind of impromptu, Josh, we need to come on and talk about this because this exciting thing just happened. This is the first of many.
No, start making your list now with Ward at the top for our Thanksgiving episode when we share what we're thankful for.
Well, yeah. Will there be anything else to be thankful for, or is Ward it for now? We'll have to wait for Christmas.
I hope so.
It's some Christmas gifts.
Are the GM meetings now?
They're in December. I don't know.
No, that's the winter meetings. I thought there were meetings now.
I don't know. Aren't the GM meetings just like the week before the winter meetings?
No,
but they were like part of it.
No, the GM meetings were last week.
Oh, they were? Okay.
Yeah. So this talk might have started then, as far as this move. And then, we should have winter meetings in December. Yeah.
But this is shocking. But again, I go back to the Corbin Burns trade, which feels similar to this trade. That Mike Elias traded prospect for a 1-year rental. Yeah. And I mean, listen, Mike Elias is going to be judged for these trades. He'll be judged, and we'll see how they work out. And if we win this year, it really doesn't matter how good Grayson is. If we win this year and Ward plays well,
nope.
But if we don't and Grayson plays well, that's how GMs get fired. So we'll see.
Last offseason, we added Charlie Morton, Tommy Seguna, Andrew Kittredge, Gary Sanchez, Ramon Laureano, Dylan Carlson, and Tyler O'Neill. I think Ward is better than all of those.
Yes.
I think it's a great start.
I agree. And we already signed Kittredge again. I guess traded for him.
Yeah, we got Kittredge back. That was the Kittredge move. Great move. Love that move.
Yeah. We can do the same thing. Isn't I'm not Roman Laureano, but isn't
Dominguez?
Ryan O'Hearn a free agent again?
Oh, yeah. But I think Dominguez is too. That's the one I'd like to
Dominguez
get back.
is too. Yeah, we can get him back too. Stick with the bullpen. Yeah, we still need a starter, maybe two, and a bullpen arm, maybe two. So, and I think everyone knows that. Mike Elias knows that. And clearly he's in win now mode. So it's not a matter of when, but if. I'm pumped.
Well, one hole filled. So let's get out of here, and I'll let you get out to your trip.
All right. Sounds good. Thanks for listening, boys and girls. Leave us a review on iTunes or Apple Podcasts if you haven't done it yet. And thanks for listening. And as always, go O's. And go Ravens.